So here's the KIdsToyBalanceBike balance bike. And just before I show the footage of my kids riding on it, just wanted to show you kind of how it's constructed. Got a nice sturdy metal frame. These are polymer plastic wheels, so they don't have to have to worry about the pressure in them like rubber wheels. The thing that did frustrate me when I was putting it together is this clamp and locking nut system, which is here on the handlebar, and the same thing right here on the seat. And those are what you use to adjust how tight, or I mean how tall these pieces are. Alright, so with this one here, if I unclamp this, you'll see this loosens now. And I can move the handlebars up and down if I want. It takes a little bit of effort, but there we go. Go, whatever height I want. There we go. You get the idea. But now if I want to adjust it back up to the appropriate height for my kids, for some reason on mine this one's a little tight. There we go. But you don't want it to be overly loose because it's tricky enough to adjust, and you don't really want it going every which way. Okay, so I got it back to the right orientation. So now for this one, I tighten the nut that's over here, and I find it's easiest if I hold onto the clamp while I'm doing it at the same time so that it actually tightens. And now the tricky part is that this clamp, kind of counterintuitive, it feels like it should clamp down towards the nut, but this one actually clamps out towards the other side of the bike, in front of the bike, and that gets it really super tight. Now the other tricky thing is that back here on the seat is kind of the opposite. If I loosen this right now, you'll see that immediately the seat becomes very loose. And on this one, I find in order to clamp it, I do actually close it towards the rotating nut, and it doesn't ever go all the way down flush, but it's now, I mean, this is very secure. My kids were sitting on this before. I can pound on this. This isn't going anywhere. So it's just the instructions didn't really make it clear to me how to get these locked, and for some reason the two different ones were a little bit different from each other. So I hope that's helpful. Oh, and this is the section here where a child can rest their feet once they get used to the balance and gliding. So here you can see my 7-year-old riding the KIdsToyBalanceBike balance bike. Really, she was having a lot of fun with it. This is with the seat adjusted almost as high as it can go. And both she and my 4-year-old little boy are almost the small end of the growth chart for their ages. So she was really having a good time with it. It didn't really get to the gliding stage, but you can see there's a red bar that connects to the back wheel that if the kid really gets good at their balance, they can rest their feet on that. Here's my 4-year-old trying it out. He's still a little bit a little bit more cautious, but that's fine. I like that this allows him to practice kind of using his feet and his body to balance, and also focus on steering. Because steering can be really tough, especially when a kid is preoccupied with pedals. So you can see he kind of corrects his balance from time to time, and I think the bike is very sturdy.